So, if I don't get to have any civil rights, any human rights, if I'm allowed to be kicked on the ground, if there's water allowed to come in my building for 6 or 7 years, if that's just the way it is. Like Rochester, I live in Rochester, New Hampshire. Rochester, New Hampshire has said it's okay for water to come in my. Oh, I'll show you what I mean. Rochester has said since the day I moved in, oh, this is okay. Now, I added that foam. You see that yellow foam? I added that because water was coming straight into the building when we moved in. Now, the landlord and maintenance did absolutely nothing for 3 years, so I added this foam so there'll be less water coming in. You can see that when we moved in, water was allowed to come in for years, causing that damage and causing... Oh my god, I can't breathe. Okay, next one. Ow! I'm on my ass crawling. This shouldn't be this hard. But of course it is. Because Rochester and the city has deemed it okay to poison tenants. This was here when we moved in, getting people sick. There was reports before we moved in. There's been reports in this building for 10 years. 10 years. At the end of this video, I'll show you some more. Actually, let's do it in the beginning of the video. Oh, where's my crutches? Oh. Oh, damn it. Crawl, crawl, crawl. Okay, very quiet. Don't talk. Don't talk. So this is what I mean by the other hole. I mean the other moldy spot. Oh my god, I'm breathing it in again. Now this also was here when we moved in, and maintenance has seen it more than once. The old maintenance, Fran, and the new maintenance. The answer I got from the maintenance about that was, I'm not touching that shit, I'll get sick. You guys deal with it. That's what my maintenance has told since day one. So we've been trying to bleach and scrape it, and every time I do, I get hospitalized. Not just that, you can see the water coming down the wall there whenever it rains. And that's when the window is completely closed on both ends. Okay, let's get back to the video. That's a GI pain. I have a 25-year-old neurological condition, as well as multiple seizures, scars all over my body. The landlord has kicked me in the stomach just recently because we handed him a notarized paper. We went to hand him a notarized paper. He tried to play those games like he didn't get it. The same games he plays with the lease. Here's another problem I have. So that hole, they literally have known about since we moved in, and they've just let get worse and worse. They've let the mold get worse and worse. We're getting sicker and sicker. On top of this, we had a lease and we still deserve a lease. I've got yeses and yeses and yeses. But the landlord has decided to hurt, intimidate, beat up these tenants out of their leases. So for instance, I took a day off. Well, first, he was supposed to see me, and it was rent day. I had the money ready. He never came. He already said he was bringing me a lease. So he said he'll come the next day. So I take a day off of work and I lose like $90 wages, $100 wages, whatever it is. He calls and cancels, doesn't show up at all. Then he shows up the following day while I'm at work. Then the next month I ask for a lease. He says yes. I wait for him on the rent day. He doesn't show up. He doesn't show up. He sends his maintenance with no lease to collect. So the next month I end up asking for a lease. He says yes. I wait at the desk. He cancels and comes the next day. So I end up saying, no, can you do a day where I'm home? He goes, no. He picks up my money and rent. So the following month, I take a day off of work. First I wait for him, then I take a day off of work. Now this time I actually couldn't take the day off of work on my original day. So I moved it to the next day, waited for him separately to my roommate. My roommate gave him his money. I told him, no, I got to see you in person. I don't want my roommate giving you money until I got the lease. So the following day I waited for him once again. He sent maintenance. He sent his maintenance once again to pick up the money, no lease. Not only that, he comes in, he's tried to intimidate my roommate also. So there was a time where my roommate was supposed to be asking for leases. When I came home, there was no lease, my money was gone. I asked my roommate, why is my money gone and why is there no lease? And my roommate tells me, the roommate tells me, oh, the landlord came and was telling me I had to give it to him. I had to give it to him. So the landlord comes by screaming up and down. Now there's been multiple reports, assaults. Like the landlord literally just threw me to the ground and started kicking me because I'm trying to give him a notarized legal letter on behalf of an 84-year-old. But see, he doesn't like that I'm trying to give him a letter on camera, so he just turns around and beats the fuck out of me. Now, this is the only time where it was on camera. He's put his hands on me before. He screamed up and down. He screamed that he's going to fuck us up because of cans outside that we have nothing to do with. He gets drunk and runs around the hallway screaming like a lunatic. Not only that, he comes in the apartment when he wants to verbally assault you and abuse you. Now, I have an 84-year-old that all it takes is the landlord coming by and screaming at him, no, you give me your roommate's money now. How dare you? So then he goes into my account and takes my money and gives it to the landlord. All because of intimidation. On top of this, like you see, you got holes. Now, on top of that, for about 3 to 4 years now, I'd say 3 years now, we've had no bedrooms. They've all been boarded up. Why? Because we paid him the $300 to remove bed bugs, ladybugs, and stink bugs, and he never did so. He hired a guy to spray. The bugs came back within 6 months from the top because he already knows that it's an infestation in the walls, upstairs, downstairs. The whole building on this side has been infested with mold, holes, water damage, and bugs because there's cracks, holes everywhere. So the bugs and the mold and the water gets to wander through the building however it pleases. And if you don't believe me, if you don't believe that water has been allowed for over 6 years, because remember, when we moved in, there was none of that yellow. Water was going straight down. I'll give you another close-up. So, oh God, and that's going to get me sicker. I'm going to be in the hospital again. I've been going to the hospital for years now, but the Rochester, New Hampshire thinks that this is perfectly okay to allow water to go straight down. And remember, none of this foam has anything to do with the landlord. This is me. I added this. The landlord thinks a gaping hole is okay. He thinks that none of this foam was needed. He thinks that the water going straight down the wall into the building every time it rains. As you can see, the hole makes it all the way past the window. The window is here. The storm window is back. Goes all the way into the windowsill, down the cracks, down the wall. As you can see, the wall is right at the same spot as that wood. Not only that, that black stuff is also on the outside of the building like crazy. The black mold is everywhere. You should see